TV 25 Sports. I'm Evan Woodward bringing you coverage of tonight's game between Gaylord and the Haslett Vikings. The Vikings come into tonight's game at 8-0. It's one of the biggest games in the history of this high school here, and a win tonight could seal a regional berth for the Vikings next week, and they would host that game if they were able to win tonight. But Gaylord's not just going to roll over for the Vikings. They are at 4-4 right now, but they are a Class A school. And they're going to come in looking to maybe upset the Vikings here tonight. Now, there is a possibility that if Haslett does lose tonight and Sturgis wins, that the Vikings will not advance to the playoffs, which would be a very, very big disappointment because, as you know, the Vikings have been playing very well this season, and they won the ICL title last week against the Perry Ramblers, and things have just been going very, very well, and they want everything to continue like that. But a loss tonight could mean that Haslett will not be able to get that playoff berth. And, of course, a win tonight would put Haslett in first place in their region, so they would be able to host the next two regional games. Now, what's made this Haslett team so strong this year is, well, pretty much everything. The Vikings are strong at almost every position. And coming up, one of the questions was the junior quarterback, Nick Shively. And Shively came into this season very, very well. He won the first 4 Viking games before going down with a knee injury, and he was then replaced by senior Pat Saltzgaber, and he had never started a game before. And Saltzgaber came in and took care of the Portland Red Raiders, and he also took care of the Fowlerville Gladiators, and he led them to a win over Stockbridge. So the Vikings very, very stacked at the quarterback position this year. As far as the backfield goes, it's one of the best in the entire state. At fullback, we have that number 33, Logan Barnhart, who is one of the area's top rushers. We also have Peter Ehrig as well as Steve Shepard, both excellent runners. Peter, very, very quick when he gets to the outside. They like to give him the ball on sweeps, and when Ehrig gets the corner, he is usually gone. As far as Shepard goes, he is the complete package. Steve can run very quickly. He can outrun a lot of secondaries, but he can also run right over you. It usually takes about 3 or 4 opposing players to run him over. But another reason this backfield has thrived this year is the excellent play on the offensive line. All starters are seniors aside from Ben Brook, and they've all been playing very, very well. And that Viking line has just provided tons of running room for the entire year. Now, Haslett started to go to the air more in the last few games, and don't be surprised if they put the ball up in the air tonight with Shively at the quarterback position. The defense for the Vikings is the strongest it's been in years. The Vikings very strong in the secondary with Nathan Cahill and Ryan Walker at the cover corner spots. Cahill, of course, was first team all-league last year. And Ryan Walker has gotten 4 or 5 interceptions already this season. Here's a look at the starting lineups here for the Vikings. And continuing on with the defense, the linebacking core is top-notch. The Vikings have got Mark Trotter moving back there from Trotter's been moved around a lot. He played corner his sophomore year. He's played back at safety, and now he's found his spot at linebacker, and he's been playing very well there. Of course, with that change, Brandon Harden moved down to playing nose tackle, and he's filled in very, very nicely so far this year. The rest of the line also consists of Mark Stocker and Wayne Butler, and of course Jeremy Krang Telfor, who has provided all kinds of pressure on quarterbacks this year. And we can't forget Jimmy Mulholland on that defense. He's been playing very well. Not the biggest man on the Vikings, but definitely contend that he may have the biggest heart. And joining me in the booth now is Jack Casey. Jack, how are you doing? All right. Now, getting ready to kick off here, and the Vikings will have Barnhart and Ehrig back deep to receive. Now, Jack, how dangerous would you say these two return men are for the Vikings? It looks like getting set to kick for Gaylord is number 66, Joe Parole. And the official has got some kind of a problem as he's trying to communicate with his other officials. It looks like one of the side judges is talking with some of the Haslett coaches, and they're all up in arms trying to figure out what the problem is. And now they're ready to go, it appears. So the Vikings will receive to start this game off. It'll be interesting to see if the kicker's going to kick away from the deep men, or if he does kick it deep, if he's going to kick it towards Barnhart or Eric. Here we go. It's going to be kicked far down to the left-hand side. Barnhart's going to be there to try to get it on the hop, but it rolls out of bounds at the 12-yard line, which will be a penalty. And the Vikings may be able to take the ball over at around the 35-yard line. It'll be interesting to see what the Viking defense brings out here in this first possession, if they're going to come out with a pass package or just go for their basic run. The Vikings have been able to run on pretty much any opponent this year, racking up numbers upwards of 400 yards in just about every game. And with all your options of who to run with, it's hard not to be able to run that well. So the Vikings will take the ball over at the 35-yard line. Now the Gaylord defense looks pretty standard. They've got, actually they're going to bring down about 5 men on the line, 2 linebackers, 2 safeties, as well as 2 corners. And that give's going to be to Shepard off the left-hand side. Shepard rumbles for about 9 yards before finally being brought down by 3 or 4 of the Gaylord players.
Great run.
It's going to bring up 2nd down and 1.
Yeah, Shepard, he kept going. Very strong runner, big guy, just a lot of stiff arms.
Barrels over people very well, does Shepard.
Yes.
2nd down and a yard for the Vikings. And it looks like we've got an offsides here, as the cornerback for Gaylord, number 22, Chad Steele, appeared to jump, and I'm not sure if he forced movement on the Viking line. Here's the official signal. We've got a dead ball offsides. It's going to go against Gaylord, which is going to move the change for the Vikings to start things off here tonight. How important are penalties tonight, Jack?
Gaylord's really going to have to watch what they're doing. This has a strong running game. The farther they go down the field, the worse
the Vikings
chances decrease for Gaylord.
The Vikings will definitely capitalize on just about anything, so Gaylord's not going to be able to give them that many gifts and get away with it. Standard wing tee here for Shively. He's going to hand it to Shepard off the left-hand side. Not much room there, maybe a yard or 2.
Yeah, not much of a hole. Got to get the blocking through there.
Now, Jack, if you're Coach Otluski right here, just going to continue to try to run here on this drive, or you're going to go to the air a little bit?
I think for the first 2 series, I'm going to keep the ball on the ground. Then maybe a 3rd, 2nd down, put it in the air to mix it up a little bit.
Gaylord's defense appears to be playing pretty honest so far tonight. Not being like Fowlerville and putting 10 men up in the box. Shively settles under center. And it looks like the give was up inside Ehrig.
Not much room in the hole there.
Picked up 2 or 3 yards, but not that much room there. 3rd down and 5 for the Vikings at about the 45-yard line of Gaylord. Big down here for the Vikes to see if they can keep this drive alive. And it looks like the give is going to go to Ehrig, and he cuts it up inside and appears to have the 1st down.
Good run by Ehrig. Faked right, went down the middle.
Great vision by Ehrig, going off the right-hand side, cutting it back to the left to pick up the Viking 1st down. Vikings are going to move the chains and have the ball on the Gaylord 40-yard line. Shively barks out the signals. And dropping back, looks like he's going to try to throw. He's got pressure. Pass was over on the far sideline. It was intended for number 82, Jeff Smith. It's
nice
just out
pass,
of his reach.
just led him a little bit too far.
Wasn't a bad play call there, as some of the Gaylord men were fooled, but Shively was under pressure right when he dropped back to throw the ball. 2nd down, 10 for the Vikings. Looks like the handoff was up the middle to Barnhart, and he moves forward for about 6 yards there. Good room there up in the middle.
Vikings just marching down the field here.
going to bring up third down. About 4 yards to go here, long 4.
Ball at the 34.
Shively looks around, settles his team. And he's going to give it to Shepard off the left-hand side. A great man to go with the tough yardage, and he finds room on the sideline. Shepard knocks the man over and is finally brought out of bounds at about the 11-yard line. A great run there by Shepard off the left-hand side.
He had the hole. 2 inches farther, he would have gone for the touchdown. Just barely got knocked out of bounds.
Just ran out of real estate there on the left-hand side. But a great run by Shepard, and that's going to give the Vikings a first down. Actually, it's going to be about the 16-yard line. Shively, looks like he's going to give it to Eric, cuts it back up the middle. He's got room inside the 5, down to about the 3-yard line. Great spin move there by Eric, Jack.
Yeah, as I was saying later, they can't just put the hand on the running back. They got to get the full body in him. Eric made 4 or 5 spin moves and picked up 6 extra yards on that.
None of these Viking backs will go down unless you hit them low. You can't try to arm tackle them, and Gaylord's finding that out very early here in this game on the Vikings' opening drive. First down and goal from about the 4-yard line. And it's going to go, fakes it to Eric. Shively's going to keep it, going towards the corner. Outruns his man, but was pulled down just shy. And I would have thought Shively would have dove in that situation, but he's just shy of the touchdown, and it'll be inside the 1-yard line to bring up second down and goal.
Gaylord defender just got his hand on the jersey and pulled him down right on the line. Very close.
Here's another look at that.
Left of the yard, second down.
Second down and goal here for the Vikings. It's going to go to Shepard off the left-hand side. Shepard moves forward, and he's got the touchdown. 6-0 Vikings, just like that.
Great run by Shepard. Excellent blocking. Provided the hole for him.
So the Vikings get the ball in 1-2-3, put the ball in the end zone. Great drive there by Haslett. Didn't even have to put the ball in the air. They did one time, but the Vikings just marched down the field there on Gaylord.
The running is just too strong for Gaylord.
J.J. Danhoff to attempt the extra point here. Pat Saltzgaber is holding for the Vikings. High snap, Saltzgaber puts it down. Danhoff up, and it's good. The Vikings go up 7-0 here with 7:26 remaining in the first quarter. There's a look at Nick Shively talking with Coach Otluski, discussing something on that last drive.
He's probably telling him right now that he should have dove right in. Shively's thinking that himself.
Shively had a touchdown there, moving off that right-hand side. He just had to lunge forward, and Vikings setting up to kick off now. Danhoff has taken over the kicking responsibilities for the Vikes this year and has done an excellent job. He's made over 20-some extra points this year and has kicked a couple of field goals as well for the Vikings. Of course, the younger brother of Matt Danhoff, who was all-league last year. Three men back deep to receive for Gaylord. And it's going to go to Luke Traylor there on the right-hand side, number 24, and he'll just bring it up the middle, gets it out to about the 35-yard line before he's brought down.
Not much blocking by the Gaylord line there.
Harden helped out on the stop there for the Vikings. So the Gaylord offense will have their first shot to score here tonight. They'll go to work at their own 35-yard line. Quarterback for Gaylord is number 11, Dave Taylor. Got an I formation, split right, double tight end. He's going to hand it off to the fullback, and he is stuffed. Jimmy Mulholland there, and we've got a late flag there on Nathan Cahill as he had pushed down Brad McKay after the play, and the side judge is not going to let that go, and that will be a 15-yarder. And Haslett's got to avoid these mental errors here tonight, Jack.
Yeah, they're a very strong team, but they tend to get kind of cocky, and it's going to hurt them if they keep playing like that.
Penalties have been one of the problems for the Vikings this year. They are undefeated, but each game they continue to get tacked on with pass interference and a lot of personal fouls, actually, which is kind of disappointing for this group. They've managed to overcome it, but definitely something they need to work on, especially if they're going to head to the playoffs next week.
Exactly. They're going to have to control their tempers and just keep their heads in the game if they want to keep winning like this.
First down to the end of midfield.
It's going to be a first down at about midfield here. We've got a power I formation, actually, and number 24, Luke Trailer goes out in motion to the right. The handoff is going to be up the middle. Number 21, Brad McKay, and he's only going to move it about 1 or 2 yards before he's brought down by Jeremy Telfor and a host of other Vikings. Second down, and they're actually going to spot that he didn't even move the ball at all. Be interesting to see if Gaylord's going to continue to use this power I formation, and they do. Taylor sends another man in motion. That's Trailer going in motion. Taylor's going to fake the handoff, looking to throw to Trailer, and the pass actually ended up going to number 84, Tim Prater, the tight end.
Knocked out of bounds by Jim Mulholland, number 21.
No, decent, great coverage there on the back, coming out of the backfield, Luke Trailer. Sometimes it's harder to spot the tight end, but Mulholland did a good job bringing him down. Third down, about 3 yards to go for the Vikes. Excuse me, third down, about 3 yards to go for Gaylord.
Pair of wideouts.
Split left, split right, and we have miscommunication between the quarterback and his fullback as he hands it to the tailback, and it looks like he's going to move it very close to the marker, but not close enough. And there must have been miscommunication on that play, because as soon as Taylor stepped back to fake the handoff, he bumped right into his fullback, and miscommunication like that can often cost your team negative yardage, but it didn't that time, luckily for Gaylord.
Exactly. They're going to have to pick up the talk and just make sure they know what they're doing all at once.
Well, it looks like Gaylord's going to elect a punt here on 4th and short, just inside Haslett territory. Back deep to receive for the Vikings is Alex Williams.
Low snap.
And the punt is away. Jason Moyer on the punt. Williams catches it inside his own 10-yard line, makes 2 people miss, keeps his footing, and goes up the left-hand side. He's got room before being absolutely nailed at the 25-yard line. Williams almost got his head taken off there.
Nice tackle by number 20, Jason Moyer. Alex faked out 3 or 4 people.
I don't think I've ever seen a punter tackle like that before, Jack.
No, very strong hit. Don't see too many clean midfield hits like that.
The Vikings start off at first down and 10 yards. 5:17 remaining to go, first quarter. Each team has seen the ball. The Vikings scored. Gaylord did not. Shibley. And it looks like he handed it to, it looked like Shepard, but I guess it must have been up the middle there with Barnhart, and he didn't have much room there as big number 84, Tim Prater, was there to make the stop.
Barnhart, tackle on the play, number 76, Matt.
It's going to bring up a second down, about 9 yards for the Vikings here.
They're on their own 24 right now.
Here's another look at that punt. Now watch as Williams makes 2 men miss, and then here he comes up the sideline, and then boom, just absolutely laid out there. And I'm sure he's going to feel that in the morning, Jack.
Oh yeah, can't get around those.
The handoff is going to go to Eric off the left-hand side on that sweep. Needed one more block, and he would have been able to bounce outside, but
Wet grass in the evening. also contributes to that tackle. I think he lost his footing a little bit there.
Ehrig will pick up a few. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 yards to go for the Vikings. Haslett keeping with that double tight end wing T set. Gaylord changing their defense around a lot. And it looks like they're getting ready to blitz here. And the ball went up the middle with Ehrig, and no room there for the Vikings. They're going to be forced to punt here. The punting game this year for the Vikings hasn't been that bad. Mark Stocker has been the punter, and he's done a fabulous job so far.
Yeah, with their field position right now, they're really going to have to get it deep to contain the Gaylord team right now.
Back to receive the punt for Gaylord, number 22, Chad Steele. Stocker will be punting back inside his own 20-yard line. And we've got movement and flags all around. It appears like it's going to be on the Vikings. We talked about that earlier, that we just can't have those penalties, and that's something the Vikings have got to stop doing.
They just kind of got a little antsy right there, I think.
They may be able to afford mental mistakes in this game, but come next week, the Vikings are going to have to start playing much better football. Not that they're not playing well now.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Just, you've got to get rid of those mental errors, especially if you advance through the playoffs and get closer and closer towards that dome.
Right.
Steele waiting back at about his own 40. A lot of pressure, but Stocker gets it off. Steele's going to take it there at the 40. Makes one man missing, goes up the right-hand side. Barnhart in pursuit. We got a flag behind the play, and he's finally pushed out of bounds. And it'll be interesting to see if this one will be coming back.
Good hustle by number 33, Logan Barnhart, to force him out of bounds.
Now, Steele made it up to about the 43-yard line, but let's see what this penalty is first. It's going to be a clip against Gaylord. That's going to take him back a good 15 yards. So instead of starting at about the 43, Gaylord is going to be starting inside their own 30-yard line. And field position can be a very important thing in any game, Jack, that where you start off with the ball, it really can affect the confidence of that offense going out there. If you've got 99 yards to go, you're not going to have as much confidence as if you only have 50.
Oh, definitely. The Vikings have very strong defense. The farther back Gaylord moves, they're really going to run out of luck.
One of the great things about the Viking defense this year is they haven't been giving up the big play.
Right.
That was a problem in the past that the Vikings had, was against explosive offenses. I mean, it's always hard to stop them, but the Vikings have done a great job this year of controlling the big play and not allowing it to happen.
Exactly.
We've got two splits and an I formation for Gaylord. One tight end, and Taylor's going to drop back. He's going to keep the ball on option play, and he's going to run out of bounds before being hit by Harden. And it looked like he picked up a good 8 or 9 yards there before he went flying out of bounds.
Yeah, nice play.
It's the first time we've seen the option out of Gaylord so far tonight. Actually, he picked up more than 9 yards. He's got a first down there with a little room to breathe. That's going to bring his team out to about the 39-yard line. Gaylord keeps the same formation. Split wide left, one right. I formation. Taylor is just going to hand it off right up the middle with number 20, Jason Moyer, and before he's going to be brought down at the bottom of the pile down there for the Vikings is number 53, Wayne Butler.
Wayne's really stepped up his game this season. He's averaging 4 or 5 tackles a game easily right now.
As Butler has been playing great football, especially staying at home on reverses and whatnot, he's made a lot of big plays.
Exactly.
As Trotter gives his defense the call, getting ready here on second down, about 10 yards to go for Gaylord. Going to continue with that split left, split right I formation set. Taylor, option play again. This time he pitches it off to number 21, Brad McCabe, and he is brought down on the far sideline after a gain of about 4 or 5 yards. And Wayne's name comes up again as he made the stop there on the far sideline.
Really good hustle. He ran all the way out there and forced him outside.
Here's another look at that play. He's going to try to go up the middle, and Moves off the right-hand side. Big third down play here for Gaylord. Taylor drops back to pass. It was tipped at the line, but he still completes it. Far sideline to number 21, Brad McKay. Actually, no, number 24, Luke Traylor on the catch. Good play there by Gaylord. It was a nice fade pattern there to the sideline, and the Vikings didn't have bad coverage on the play. It's just it was well executed by Gaylord.
Right. Very strong. They performed it perfectly.
Now Gaylord's going to stay with his 2 wide receiver set, tight end left, and an I formation in the backfield for Taylor. Taylor, he's going to throw again. Looking far side, Traylor again, and he's got him, completes it past Barnhart, and he's going to bring the ball down to about the 10-yard line. All of a sudden, we're starting to see some life from this Gaylord offense through the air, Jack.
Yeah, that was a great pass. 24, Luke Traylor, kept his eye on the ball the whole time and made a great catch over the shoulder.
Barnhart had some good coverage, but he didn't look back for the ball, and he didn't know where it was, and a good job there by Traylor to adjust to it. Here's another quick look at that play. Now we've got a 2 double wide receiver set, and he's going to go short, and it's nearly intercepted by number 95, Jeremy Telfor, and very upset with himself that he wasn't able to pull that in for the interception, but a great play to break up that pass. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10 yards to go here.
Yeah, he really got up on the air to make that play.
Gaylord really starting to pick apart this Viking secondary a little bit. And the secondary has been playing poorly. It's just that the Gaylord offensive air attack has just been executed very well so far. Taylor's got quite an arm. Looks like they're going to go back to the ground, and there's not much room there. Vikings will close out the hole after a gain of about 1 or 2 yards. Jimmy Mulholland was making first contact with the back. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 8 yards to go for Gaylord.
Substitution for the Vikes, number 40. Ryan Walker comes in for number 32, Steve Shepard.
Now you got to think that Gaylord's going to go back to the air here, Jack.
Yeah, that'd be my choice right about now.
I formation, split right, split left, tight end to the right-hand side. Taylor looking to go with the fade pattern, far sideline, and it is incomplete. Pass intended to number 24, Luke Traylor. Not a bad play call, and it looked like it might go there for a minute, but the pass fell incomplete.
Great coverage by number 5, Nathan Cahill.
Looks like Gaylord is going to attempt a field goal here with the change in personnel. Getting set up here. Appears to be number 56 kicking here, Dustin Miller. Ball is down and he kicks it. It looks good. And actually it went off wide to the left. From my vantage point, it looked like it went in between the uprights, but the officials didn't think so.
Yeah.
So
Excuse me, go ahead.
Gaylord able to move the ball there very effectively for a while and then slowed down.
Yeah, he had the height and the distance, just couldn't get it right through the uprights.
It's got to be tough, though, on Gaylord to be able to move that ball that far and come back on that drive with nothing.
Yeah, that's got to hurt. They ran it most the length of the field and came so close, just couldn't put in for 6 points.
So the Vikings will take over the ball now. And they're trying to get one extra person in as they're signaling. And in goes Dave Devich. The play clock is running. We've got 12 seconds remaining in the first quarter here. Shively. And he gets the play off and gives to Shepard up the middle. He rambles forward for about 6 yards. Great first down play there for the Vikings. You know you're in good shape if you can pick up about 5 yards on first down. It sets you up very, very well. Well, that's the end of the first quarter of play here. We're at Viking Stadium, where Haslett leads 7-0. What'd you think of the first quarter, Jack?
Pretty exciting. The Vikings had a few very strong runs. They marched right down the field, scored. Gaylord's really going to have to play harder in the red zone if they want to stay in this game.
As Gaylord showing that they can play with the Vikings, at least on the offensive side of the ball. And I'm sure they'll be drawing up some schemes to see how they can keep life going over there. But I think if I was the Gaylord coach right now, I'd be most concerned with stopping that Viking running machine, which has ran the ball down the throat of every opponent they have played so far this year.
Yeah, we have tremendous depth. There's so many people that can run the ball well on this team.
So second down, about 4 yards to go for the Vikings on their own 26-yard line. Gaylord continuing to change defensive schemes and do a lot of blitzing, and Haslett seems unaffected by it so far. Shively. And the give is going to be to Shepard off that left-hand side. Little bit of a hole, and Shepard barrels forward. It appears to me like he got the first down. Let's see where they spot the ball. Steve has been the go-to back so far tonight. He had that big run off the left-hand side, and he's been playing very well so far.
Yeah, he dragged 4 or 5 tacklers with him on that. Just couldn't bring him down.
First down and 10 for the Vikings at about the 31-yard line. And Shively fumbles the snap from center. The ball is picked up by the defender, and he's going to run it inside the 20-yard line. And what Gaylord crowd there is goes nuts over there, as Gaylord is a good 2.5, 3 hours away from here. But some diehard fans have showed up, and they now have something to cheer about, as Shively fumbled that snap from center and then was hit with by his back. And Gaylord's going to take over the ball inside the 20-yard line. There's another quick look at the end of the play there. So let's see if Gaylord can capitalize on this gift that the Vikings have just given them with the ball inside the 20-yard line. Taylor at quarterback. Split left, split right. He's got Traylor, his main man, out there on the right-hand side with Barnhart. I formation. Drops back. Looking to Traylor all the way, caught it inside the 5-yard line down to about the 3, and it looked like Barnhart was going for the interception there. Wasn't able to get the ball, but Traylor catches it, and Gaylord now threatening, and they'll have a first down and goal inside the Viking 5-yard line.
It was a great grab. He kept his eye right on the ball, 2 hands on it. It's a nice play. Vikings really going to have to step up the D right now after a mistake like the fumble.
Need a big stop here. They got a split right, double tight end I formation set. And it's going to go right up the middle. And number 20, Jason Moyer, gets in the end zone. And Haslett's lead is now trimmed to 7-6. Now let's see if Gaylord's going to opt to kick the extra point or go for 2 in this situation. Getting set up here, and it appears like, looked to me for a second like Gaylord was going to try the old muddle huddle trick, but the Vikings not falling for it.
Kicking the extra point.
Number 21, Brad McKay, with the hold, and the kick is good. Made there by number 56, Dustin Miller. Now let's go down to our field correspondent, Allison Hewitt. Allison, what do you have to say for us?
Here we have Chris Seck, Haslett High School senior and homecoming king. Chris, what are your feelings on this year's football season?
Well, I think it's really exciting to have such a great team. I mean, they're really putting Haslett on the map. I just can't believe it. They're doing awesome.
Okay, and Chris, can you tell me who your favorite Viking football player is?
Lucas Caldwell McMillan, all the way, number 85, yeah.
All right, thanks a lot, Chris. Back to you in the booth, Evan.
Thank you, Allison. The Vikings getting set to receive now, and it's been a while since they've been tied up past 0-0 in a game here, Jack. You think the Vikings are surprised at all?
I think they are a little bit. There's another mental mistake when they got confused on the play, which led to the Gaylord touchdown. They're just gonna have to keep their heads in the game again, but I think they'll pull through this one.
Miller getting set to kick here again. Ehrig and Barnhart back deep to receive, standing at their own 10-yard line for the Vikings. Miller's kick off to the left sideline again, and it's going to go out of bounds. Vikings will take over at the 35. That's the second one in a row that he's done that.
Yeah, he didn't get much on that. It's a really low kick, kind of wobbly.
There's a look at the defensive end, Wayne Butler, getting taped up over there on the sideline, and he's a man that Haslett defense needs to keep healthy.
Right, he's a big asset in that line.
Well, the Vikes will take over the ball at about the 35, at the 35-yard line. And the Viking offense was forced to punt the last time they had the ball. And we'll see what's going to happen this time. The late October weather starting to set in, and the players getting a little cold. Shively hands it up the middle with Barnhart. Barnhart's got room, and a lot of it. Inside the Gaylord 45. Big run there by Barnhart, about 20 yards. As 3 different Gaylord players had laid hands on him, but Barnhart still managed to move forward for the first down.
Here's a replay of the run by Barnhart.
Great cutback there as Logan was looking for daylight. All 3 of these Viking backs have great vision.
Yeah, that's the thing. We can consistently run like that. That's going to be a problem for Gaylord.
And we've got a wing left and 2 running backs, and Shively's going to pull the defense off sides again. He's got a great cadence, and his line has been staying stationary, and Gaylord continues to jump. Offsides against Gaylord. They'll march our 5 yards, and Haslett will have a first down at 5 yards to go from the 40-yard line. Same formation for the Vikings. Ehrig, wing left. Pro formation in the backfield. Barnhart and Shepard. The give is to Shepard. Off the left-hand side, and he's got a ton of room, and he'll run right down inside the 20 to 16-yard line. Great play there by Shepard.
With the Viking backs, they can do that all day. That's going to be a big problem for Gaylord if they want to come out big in this game.
Shepard just had all kinds of room when he hit that hole on the left-hand side, and he just kept his feet moving. And a great run there for the Vikings. Back in the Gaylord red zone here. We've got a split right that's Shepard, Barnhart, and Ehrig in the backfield. And this time it looks like it's going to go with Ehrig off the right-hand side. And Ehrig moves it very well into about the 9-yard line.
It's a replay of the last play.
Shepard's run, he had a huge hole there on the left-hand side. He makes a couple of people miss. And the Vikings have moved the ball down just inside the 10-yard line now for a second down. Shively with a wing left and a pro formation there in the backfield. And it looked like he gave it up the middle to Barnhart, and he'll be stopped after maybe a gain of 1 yard. Now, if you're Aluski in this situation, Jack, are you going to put the ball in the air and attempt to throw maybe to the corner of the end zone? See if you can get a touchdown in the air?
Yeah, I think in this situation I might try that.
The Vikings have picked up a first and goal. It is official now at the 8-yard line. Shively hands it to Shepard. Actually, no, Shiley keeps it. He faked to Shepard, and he's got a touchdown this time. Big score there for the Vikings.
Great fake by Shively. Everyone was watching Shepard, and he was all alone on the left-hand side.
Haslett's going to go up now, 13-7. Dan Hoff out there to attempt the extra point.
Here's a replay of
Here's
Shively.
another look, a great fake to Shepard. Some good blocking down there. And there's the kick from Dan Hoff. The Vikings go up 14-7 on Gaylord. That Gaylord defense just does not look strong enough to be able to stop the Vikings here tonight. We're going to go back down to our field correspondent, Allison Hewitt. She's there with Mr. Johnson. Allison?
With us here, we have Mr. Johnson, Haslett High School principal. Mr. Johnson, could you tell us something about the school and the community's response to the football team this year?
Oh, I think it's been wonderful. I think the Haslett community has come and supported the football team, and our student body obviously has been very excited and supported the team home and away.
And how would you say this season is compared to recent seasons?
We've had some good seasons in the past, but obviously this is the best season we've had in my 11 years at the high school. So let's go Vikes.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Johnson. Back to you in the booth, Evan.
The Vikings getting set to kick off to the anxious Gaylord men. We got three back there again. Kind of an interesting kick receive formation here. Is they've got 4 men in the front, or actually 5 in the front, and then 3 on the next 2 rows. It's going to be picked up there by number 24, Trailer, and he is not going to go anywhere as Jeremy Telfor showed up there to put him right on his back. Great hit there by Krang. So Gaylord's going to take over at about their own 22-yard line. What do you think the keys for Gaylord are on this drive, Jack?
Probably keeping it in the air. They've had great success so far with throwing the ball, and they're also going to have to watch the blitz by the Vikings.
Gaylord's going to go back to the split left, split right eye formation. Tight end is off to the left-hand side, and the pitch is going to go to 24 Trailer. He spins, but he did not elude number 5, Nathan Cahill. Made a great stop there on the play.
It's a nice hit. He just got over, knocked him down.
And now we've got a penalty flag being thrown by one of the officials, and whistles have been blown. Let's see what he's got to say here. And he's pointing, I think, at the Haslett coach. Let's see what the call is here. We've got a personal foul against the Vikings. And as you can see, Coach Otluski discussing that with the side judge, and possibly could have been a number of things. And as we know, coaches and referees don't always have great relationships. I'm not sure if it was called on the coach or if it was called on the team.
It's another mental mistake by the Vikings there. They got to watch those.
Well, they've been giving Gaylord a lot of room here tonight with that turnover and a couple of personal fouls. And Gaylord's picked up over 30 yards in penalties already here tonight.
Right, and, 30 of them were from personal fouls.
Of course, in high school level, they don't say who the personal foul is on, so we can't be for sure up here. But we've got twins out to the right in an I formation for Gaylord. Taylor. He's going to pitch it back to looked like he pitched it back to Brad McKay. And he had lost his footing, but was able to recover the ball as a temporary fumble there.
It's a very low pitch. I'm very surprised he got on top of the ball that quick.
Yeah, Taylor didn't quite get the ball to him like he should, and that can spell trouble when you're trying to run the option.
Yeah. Unnecessary losses of yards.
Again, we've got twins out to the right in the I formation for Gaylord. And they're going to hand it up the middle to number 20, Jason Moyer. He's only going to find about 2 or 3 yards there. Jimmy Mulholland was there to make the stop for the Vikings. And Gaylord's going to have it at the 45 for a 3rd down and around 13 or 14 yards to go here. It's a big defensive play here for the Vikings to try to stop Gaylord and get the ball back on offense. Dropping back to throw is Taylor. He's pressured. Throws it short. Mulholland almost intercepted it as Taylor was buried back behind the play.
Mulholland lying on his back almost came up with the interception.
And that's going to bring up 4th down and long for Gaylord. They're not going to have any choice but to punt here in this situation. In case you're just joining us here on TV 25 Sports, we're bringing you coverage of the Haslett Vikings playing host to Gaylord here tonight. Got about 7:10 remaining in the 2nd quarter. And there's some pressure, and the punter goes down, and they're going to call another penalty. Roughing the kicker is going to be the call, but there was a possible fumble on the play at the other end. And Gaylord will most likely decline this penalty, and John just take it over. We've got 2 opposing calls from officials. And let's see what happens here. One of the side judges had ruled that it was 1st down for Gaylord, and the umpire had ruled that it was Viking ball. And actually, it turns out that it is Gaylord ball, and they will decline it and take the ball over inside the 30-yard line. So the Vikings, who are about to get the ball back, end up with this problem right here.
It's a replay.
Williams just had the ball stripped out on the far sideline by number 24, Luke Traylor, who's been playing very well tonight for Gaylord.
It's an unfortunate play for the Vikings. Not much you could do about it, though.
Another opportunity here for Gaylord to tie up the Vikings. Twins right in an I formation. Taylor's going to hand it to the deep man, and he's got all kinds of room off there on the right-hand side. And there's a face mask penalty is going to be tacked onto that, too. As number 21, Brad McCabe, moves out to the right-hand side, and the Vikings just continue to shoot themselves in the foot with these penalties.
Yeah, that call wasn't a real strong call. It was very questionable.
It looked like it was a coincidental face mask, which would be of the 5-yard variety, but if the officials thought that it was purposeful, then they'll move it at 15 yards to the end of the run. Anyhow, it should end up being a Gaylord 1st down. And it's of the 15-yard variety, and that's going to bring the ball down just outside the Haslett 10-yard line for Gaylord. So Gaylord accepting more presence from the Vikings. And we've got a timeout now for Haslett as Coach Otluski's come out to talk to the defense.
Here's the face mask replay.
There's another look at it. As you can see, number 30, Ben Murray, got his hand up in the face mask of the runner, and it was a good call by the official. I agree with it.
In my opinion, it should have been a 5-yard penalty. Murray got his hand out of there as quick as he could.
Yeah, I do agree with you on that, Jack. I agree that the penalty should have been called, but it should have been a 5-yarder. So Otluski discussing things over with his team and now talking to the official. He is obviously not very happy. And here's another look at that play as Murray clamps that left hand down there, right around the helmet. Maybe not really getting a hold of the face mask, but
yeah, I don't
well, he's got his hand under the helmet right there, and
yeah,
that's probably why it was called. Anyhow, instead of Gaylord having a 2nd and short, they've got a 1st and 10 on the 11-yard line. Twins out to the left. I formation. With a tight end to the right-hand side. And they're going to run it up the middle with number 21, Brad McKay. A good play there.
Jeremy Telfer came up big on the tackle, just took him straight down.
Great play there. We'd like to say thank you to all the people out there in the TV 25 sports truck who brought us that great replay and in slow motion so we could dissect it there. They've been doing a great job so far tonight. So the short run is going to bring up a 2nd down and 8 for Gaylord. 6.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Twins to the left. And it's going to be an option play to the right-hand side. He pitches it to McKay, and he's going to be taken down out of bounds. Not sure how much yardage he picked up, if any, off that right-hand side.
Jimmy Mullen up on the play.
Mulholland's been all over the field so far tonight for the Viking defense, playing very, very well. I think Gaylord's going to end up going to the air here. Maybe go back to that fade play to number 24, Trailer. We'll see here. And they are going to throw. Rolling to his left, throwing far too high for number 84, Tim Prater. And Gaylord's just going to try another field goal here with 4th down and 7.
Great coverage by Nathan Cahill.
Now remember, Gaylord missed their first field goal try here. Their kicker is number 56, Dustin Miller. And if this field goal is made, it will cut the Haslett lead down to 4 points. 21, McKay will hold for Miller's kick. Not a lot of pressure, gets it up, and it's good. Gaylord moves within 4 points here. Haslett 14 and Gaylord 10. Under 6 minutes remaining now here in the second half, and perhaps we have more of a game than we bargained for, Jack.
Yeah, if Haslett keeps giving up these strange plays, it's going to be really close. They've got the running game going, but they just got to keep their hands on the ball.
Yeah, the Vikings cannot afford to continue with all the mistakes they've been making so far tonight. All 10 of Gaylord's points have come off of Viking turnovers.
Right, both fumbles that could have been prevented. They just got to step up and get focused.
Same dynamic duo back there to return for the Vikings of Ehrig and Barnhart. Miller is going to kick it off for Gaylord. Got some kind of a chant going on. Can't tell what it is, though. And Miller's going to kick over to the right-hand side. It's going to be taken by Barnhart. Barnhart cuts back. He's got some room, and he'll move it out across his own 40-yard line, and the Vikings will have great field position to start this drive off on.
Great vision of the field, picked up 20 yards.
Jeremy Townsend was there on the stop for Gaylord. And Barnhart picked up about 25 on that return. Just another quick look at it. The Vikings now with a wing left pro formation in the backfield. And the handoff's going to go to Shepard. There is no room there as number 84, Tim Prater, was there to make the stop for Gaylord.
Not much room in the pocket.
It's going to bring up 2nd down and still about 10 yards to go. Shively gets things set up. And he's going to keep the ball out to the left-hand side. He's got some decent blocking there. And he'll pick up some good yardage. Brandon Harden keeping his block going. Great job there not to cut his man.
Forced out of bounds by number 20, Jason Moyer.
But it appears Shively is just short of the 1st down there. And it's going to be 3rd down and about a foot. Vikings may elect to keep it. As simple as a quarterback sneak here. But Shively's going to give it to Shepard, and he's got all oh man, Shepard is going to cut it back up to the right-hand side, but he had a lot of room there, but
shoelace tackles barely got him.
Cut down at the last second by one of the linebackers. A good run there by Shepard, though, to pick up the first down. He had a lot of daylight, though, if he could have eluded that one tackler.
Oh, definitely. He was gone.
Clock continues to roll down inside of 5 minutes now. And Barnhart moved, but it evaded the sea of the officials, and now he's got running room to spare on the right-hand side, and he spins and breaks about 3 or 4 tackles, and it's a touchdown. And Gaylord must be furious right now as Barnhart actually jumped there. It should have been a 5-yard penalty against Haslett. Instead, it turns into a touchdown. And Gaylord obviously complaining to the official, but there's nothing he can do about it. Now, we can't see it from here, but Barnhart did jump. And now watch as he goes off the right-hand side, eludes one tackler. Another on the spin move, and he'll go in for the score.
It's a great spin. He kept his feet moving, kept going forward.
So that was a great break for Haslett, but a really bad piece of officiating, to be quite frank. A penalty like that should be seen easily by the umpire, and he missed it. And as a result, Gaylord is going to fall behind now by 11 points as the Vikings go up 21-10. And that's a big error there on the part of the officials, but Haslett will take it.
Yes, very lucky break for the Vikings. They capitalized on it, though.
There's a look at defensive coordinator Rob Porritt. Haslett getting set to kick off here. Dan Hoff will kick. The Gaylord defenders were lobbying to the official on that last play, but it was to no avail.
Yeah, they had a strong case, too. It was
yes, definitely
pretty obvious.
They were in the right to argue there, and I'm not sure. No, I thought the head referee may have been speaking with the Gaylord coach, but it wasn't happening. Vikes all set to kick off now. Danhoff's kick is short on the left-hand side. It'll be taken by one of the up men. Harden will wrap him up, and the Vikings will bring him down. And we're going to go back down to our field correspondent, Allison Hewitt. Allison?
With us here, we have Mrs. Pavlik, a mother of senior football player Ryan Pavlik. Mrs. Pavlik, can you tell us what your favorite game has been so far this year?
I believe I enjoyed the DeWitt game the most. It was really fun beating the DeWitt team after losing to them so many times in the years past.
Absolutely. Now, with such a strong football team this year, such a change after last year, are you feeding these football players anything different?
I think they're basically eating their basic food groups, and I hope that they're eating wisely.
Okay, thanks a lot, Mrs. Pavlik. Back to you, Evan.
We've got twins to the left, split right, back to throw. Taylor, he's got a man on the far sideline. That's Brad McKay. The Gaylord offense continues to be moving the ball on the Vikings through the air.
Right, they're very strong passing game. You got to pick up our coverage and get in real tight on it.
I think one of the key problems on the Gaylord defense is not necessarily the mistakes or anything like that. I think it's just been lack of tackling. They've not been tackling well. They haven't been wrapping up or hitting the Haslett backs where they need to. And I think that's been the biggest problem for them so far.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got 3 wide receivers again. 2 to the right, 1 to the left, I formation. Taylor's going to throw the same route. And that time it's caught by number 22, Chad Steele. And Cahill will pick him up and take him down shy of the first down marker.
Nice hit by Cahill. Didn't give him any room to go anywhere.
Actually, Gaylord did end up picking the first down on that play. Under 4 minutes to play now here in the first half.
It's a replay of that catch.
There's another look at the wide receiver screen. Very nicely executed there by Gaylord. Same set. And this time they're going to give it to the fullback. And he'll move forward for about 2 yards before being stopped.
Number 20, Jason Moyer.
Moyer's been kind of the all-around guy tonight for Gaylord. He's playing fullback and punter, and also had that big hit that he put on Williams earlier tonight.
Right. Very strong player.
Gaylord continuing with a lot of receivers here, and I'm surprised the Vikings haven't been getting more pressure on the quarterback. Taylor, straight drop, looks to the left-hand side. He's got him in. Oh, just overshot him. Cahill was with him stride for stride, but the ball might have been placed so that Taylor could have caught it right over his shoulder. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long for Gaylord. Now here's a look at those Gaylord fans, and obviously the distance has prevented many of them from being able to make the long trip tonight. But still, for a town that's 3 hours away, it's a great turnout for the team.
It's got to be great for the players on the Gaylord team to have this many fans come this far to watch them.
Taylor's going to hand the ball up the middle, and there is no room there. Butler made a hit, and then number 95, Jeremy Telfor, ended up making the tackle. So it's going to be 4th down for Gaylord, about the 45-yard line. 4th down, 7 yards to go. Be very surprised if they did anything but punt here.
Right, very smart move just to get it out of there.
Gaylord trailing 21 to 10, and it really should be 14 to 10. But the Vikings have accepted that gift from the officials. Not a good punt, as the spiral will go out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Moyer on the punt is kind of a low spiral, and it just did not travel very far.
Yeah, that was.
Well, you have to think that Gaylord may have wanted to pooch punt that maybe deeper down into the Haslett territory. I wouldn't think that they'd be too afraid to punt away from Williams. He's a great return man and returned one earlier, but also on the fumble. So Gaylord may not have wanted to take their chances there, but I'm not quite sure.
Right.
Well, the Vikings have the ball at the 17 with a wing to the right. The handoff was to Ehrig. He's only going to pick up about 2 yards there on the play.
Brought down by the back of his jersey. Again, if he had gotten through that, he was gone. Gaylord's getting lucky on a few of their tackles.
The Vikings running a hurry-up offense here as we're inside of 2 minutes. Wing right in the pro formation for Haslett. And Shively is going to go back to throw. No pressure. Throws it to Smith, and he is just leveled there by number 22, Chad Steele, and Smith unable to hang on to that ball.
His pass is a little bit high. He almost hung on to it, but just got nailed square in the back.
It's not easy as a receiver to catch those high balls, especially when you're getting hit in the back.
It's another look on that pass.
Haslett getting set up for 3rd down now. Continuing to use that wing formation. Barnhart with the carry, breaks a tackle, cuts it back to the left-hand side. If he can beat this man, he's going to score. Actually, he was brought down from behind by number 22, Chad Steele, but Barnhart's still finding all kinds of daylight and just right up the heart of that Gaylord defense.
Good hustle by Chad Steele to get back and make the tackle. Not too many people can catch up with a runner like Barnhart.
So a big 1st down for Haslett. They've still got 2 timeouts left as the clock ticking down to about a minute to go. Continuing with the wing formation to the left-hand side is Ehrig. The handoff was to Shepard, and he's not going to find any room on the right-hand side there. But we've got a flag. I believe that Jeff Smith left the line early, and that's what the call is going to be. It's the officials coming over to make the signal. And yes, it is going to be a false start on Haslett. It's going to move him back 5 yards. Smith must have had to get someplace in an awful big hurry there. He's off the line just a little before everyone else did. Split left and pro formation backfield now for Shively. And he's going to keep it off the left-hand side. Shively making men miss as he's finally brought down at the 10. That Haslett offense just continuing to move the ball, and very well.
Nice head fakes thrown by Shively. You got around 4 or 5 guys easily with those.
About 42 seconds remain now in the first half. It's going to bring up a first down for the Vikings. And we've got whistles and flags down everywhere. Someone must have moved early. And it's going to go against the Vikings.
Didn't see the call. Not sure what it was.
The 5-yard penalty makes it first and 15.
Looks like the Vikings may have lined up offsides there.
Ball's at the 19, maybe the 18-yard
So
line.
Haslett will have it at the 19-yard line. First down. And the handoff is to Barnhart. He's going to score. Touchdown, Vikings. Barnhart off the left side, just exploding into the end zone for the touchdown.
Nice play. Just Gaylord can't control the speed of the Vikings. They just keep going.
Haslett up 27-10.
Let's look at Nathan Cahill on the sideline.
Vikings, barring a few of those penalties and the turnovers, have been playing excellent football here so far tonight.
Yes.
Danhoff getting set to kick here. Up, away, and it is good. The Vikings go up 28-10. Here's another look. Now Barnhart's going to hit that hole on the left-hand side, and then he cuts it back up. He has just had great vision tonight, Jack, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, he really has. He's seen all the holes. He's making nice fakes, keeping his feet. Really one of his best games of the season.
A lot of great cutbacks for Barnhart as he has just been able to see the defense and find that daylight. About 25 seconds remain here in the first half. Boy, what an unlucky break for Gaylord. You pull within 4 points of a team, then they get a touchdown when it should have been a penalty. Then your offense isn't able to move the ball, and your opponent gets the ball back and scores a touchdown.
Yeah, it's really bad break for Gaylord. They came close, and now Vikings just pulling away, and they're losing sight of them.
And once Haslett gets things going on offense, they just keep on going.
Yeah, all day long.
Danhoff's kick. It's going to be taken by 24, Trailer, and he'll be taken down quickly by the Vikings again.
Number 95, Jeremy Telford, flattened him, just took him down.
And Jeremy Telford has been playing some great football so far tonight. He's been in on a lot of tackles.
Really has, playing great.
One of the things that's really opened up for the Vikings on defense this year has been the help of number 64, Mark Stocker. Stocker's been moved around a lot on both the offensive and defensive lines, and this year he's found his home at center. And we don't call his name up here in the booth as much as we should, but Stocker has just been a great asset to the team this year and has really been one of the leaders.
Yeah, he really
Vikings.
has. Very versatile player.
And there's that screen again to Trailer, and he fumbles. And Murray had a knee down. Let's see if they're going to give it to Haslett, or if they're going to no, they're going to give it to the Vikings. They said it was a fumble. but Murray's knee was down when he tried to scoop the ball up. 14 seconds remain, and let's see if Haslett can punch it in again.
Great reaction by the Haslett defense to pounce on the ball.
And one thing that Coach Otluski did not do on the last drive that's really going to help him out now is he didn't use a timeout, and they still got 2 remaining. The only one they used was back when they were having the problems with the penalties.
Yeah, really come to their advantage in a time like this.
We've got a wide receiver out to the left, which is Barnhart. Ehrig and Shepard remain in the backfield. Shively was looking to throw, then looking to run, and still can't make up his mind. And Shepard picks up a nice block, and running out of options here is Shively. He'll just go out of bounds with 2 seconds remaining on the clock. Wow, that play ate up a lot of time there, Jack.
Yeah, it really did. He had all day to do whatever he wanted, and just couldn't make his mind up.
So the Vikings will have a ways to go here as they elect to take one of those timeouts. Otluski discussing with his offense what the plan is here for the last play of the first half.
This game will be replayed on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 3 and 7 on channel 25 on TCI Cable.
So in case you're only catching about half of the game here, you can tune in at those times and catch whatever parts you missed. And in case you're just joining us, it's late first half. The Haslett Vikings going up against Gaylord here tonight. Vikings up 28-10 with 2 seconds remaining in the first half. Now, barring a defensive penalty, this should be the last play of the first half. Barnhart, split left. Ehrig and Shepard in the backfield. Shively will go back to throw. He's got Ehrig over on the right-hand side. He catches it and brought down just shy of the end zone. Great play call there, though, and a great throw by Shively, but the Vikings unable to score on the last play. But they will go into the locker room up 28-10 over Gaylord, playing very well so far tonight after they got those penalties out of the way.
Just another look on the pass by Shively.
Just a great ball there, and Ehrig was finally brought down there by his ankle, and very, very close to the end zone now.
Nice lead, a good lead on the pass, right into his hands.
So good first half there. Gaylord not playing poorly by any means, just I don't really think a defensive match for these Vikings is being able to run the ball so well.
Right, you won't find too many teams that will be able to match up with the Vikings. Not too many teams have, 4 or 3 running backs that can just break open and get as many yards as they feel like.
Well, we're going to turn it over to the Haslett band here, directed by James McCaffrey. The drum major this year is Robin Vayatz, and he's been doing an excellent job leading this band to a first division rating at their festival. And here they are with their halftime show, and we'll be back with the second half in just a little while. Stay tuned and enjoy the band.
Introducing the 1998 Haslett High School Viking Marching Band under the direction of Mr. James E. McCaffrey and Mr. Berger Lindsay. From Major Robin Dirks is the band ready to present their first division award-winning show this evening. The band begins their 1998 presentation, a salute to Broadway musicals, with the jazz prologue from the popular Broadway musical, City of Angels. No salute to Broadway musicals would be complete without including a tune from one of them in popular melodies made famous by the incomparable Barbra Streisand. The band is continuing with their presentation of one of Streisand's first hit musicals, Funny Girl. We feature our color guard with a driving tune, Don't Rain on My Parade. The band would like to take this opportunity to introduce and recognize the seniors of this year's Viking Marching Band. These students have performed with the band the last 4 years and have been a vital part to our success and excellence during that time. We'd also like to thank and recognize their parents for their support the past 4 years. Our seniors are Sarah Adams, escorted by Russell and Melinda Adams. Sasha Armour, escorted by Ann Diamond and Harold Armour. Linda Briggs, escorted by Candy and Paul White and Dan and April Briggs. Kara Dallaire, escorted by Marcia and Roger Newlick and Mike Dallaire. Tara Gautier, escorted by George and Sue Gautier and Tina Gilbert. Aaron Helen, escorted by Mike and Kathleen Helen. John Irvin, escorted by Sonia Martin and Jeff Irvin. Adam Lynch is escorted tonight by Tom and Will Lynch. Rob Mosier is escorted tonight by Robert and Mary Jane Mosier. Dan Nortman is escorted by Raj and Kathy Nortman. Jen Wade is escorted by Dale and Mary Wade. Matt Randall is escorted tonight by John Randall, Alan Speckman Randall. Ed Redman is escorted by Ed and Ann Redman. Tyler Riggs is escorted by Dan and Karen Riggs. Robin Gertz is escorted by Hendrik and Gisela Gertz. Brad Whistle is escorted by Mike and Jan Whistle. Let's give these students and their parents a big round of applause for 4 great years. This year's seniors, like last year's seniors, have never seen a Division II rating in their entire middle and high school careers. And as we returning back to the place, another round of applause for this year's seniors and their parents. The band concludes their halftime presentation with the beautiful and compelling ballad from the Tony Award-winning musical, The Chorus Line. Here is the lush Marvin Hamlish ballad, What I Did for Love. The Haslett Viking Band is directed by Mr. James McCaffrey.
All right, we're back here getting set for the second half of play here between Haslett and Gaylord. The Vikings lead 28-10 going into the second half here. And they've been playing very, very strong football on the ground, being able to run the ball with Barnhart a lot. Jack, do you expect Haslett to change anything up here tonight?
Not really. If they stick to their strong running game and just keep forcing it at them, I think they'll do pretty well. They'll pick up some big runs and hopefully put some more points on the board.
Well, the Viking defense has been playing very well tonight. Both Gaylord scores have actually come off of turnovers deep in Haslett territory, and the defense cannot be expected really to respond perfectly to those, but they forced Gaylord to a field goal on one occasion and did allow a touchdown on the other, but the defense can't really be held accountable for that.
Right. Another big key for the Vikings' success in the second half is they have to watch the fumbles and the penalties. That's really helped out Gaylord in their game, and we just got to watch what we're doing and stay focused on the game.
Well, the Vikings are going to kick off to Gaylord here, getting things set up. Danhoff's kick, low and driving, will be taken by number 21, Brad McKay. Up off the right sideline. Runs out of bounds somewhere around the 35-yard line. Keys for the Gaylord offense, Jack?
Stick to the air. I think that's the only thing that's going to work for them. They've had no success running the ball, and the passing game so far has worked out pretty well for them.
First down, the ball actually at about the 31-yard line. That's where Gaylord will go to work here. Twins to the left, I formation. And they're going to look to go to the option play. McKay on the outside is going to find no room there as he is wrapped up and taken for a ride by number 21, Mark Trotter.
Great tackle by Trotter. Slammed him right to the ground. Give him no running room.
The Vikings will move him back a few yards. It's going to bring up a second down, about 15 yards to go. We've got three wide receivers here in an I formation. Twins to the left and one split right. And Gaylord is going to go on the option again, and McKay has got nowhere to go as he's going to be run out of bounds there by Logan Barnhart.
Nice play to force him to the outside.
Gaylord offense not looking too powerful coming out here for this first possession, Jack.
Yeah, they're really not. You'd think they'd come out a little more motivated after a big pep talk by the coach, but they're just doing the same thing, and it's not working for them.
So the Vikings have moved them back to third and about 19 yards to go.
Yeah, it's a lot to pick up and one down here. I don't think it's going to happen.
Taylor is going to probably elect to go to the air here, and he's just going to take a straight drop and throw it up deep. And Cahill fell down, and they're not going to call interference there, as the pass is intended to number 24, Luke Traylor. He may have been able to get there, but was tripped up when Cahill fell down. So it's going to bring up a fourth down, and Gaylord will go 3 and out and be forced to punt here.
Got Alex Williams back. I wonder what they're going to do on the punt. They've tried a couple pooches, and it's just they're trying to keep away from Williams because we got great speed.
High punt. Williams calls for a fair catch at midfield. Gets it without a problem. So the Vikings will take over at their own 49-yard line. Great spot to start out the second half.
Really is. I think we'll probably try a few running plays, get in great scoring position.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised here just to watch Haslett start to roll over Gaylord here in the second half, just to really have that offense turn into a machine and pump out about 4 yards every down on the ground.
Yeah, they'll really get into a groove. I bet that's what will happen.
Same wing T format here. And Shively's going to give it to Eric on that sweep off the right-hand side. He's got room and is taken down from behind after a gain of about 5 yards.
Tackled by Tim Prater, number 84 for Gaylord.
So second down, 5 yards to go for the Vikings here as they break out of the huddle. Here's another look at that. So
Eric goes to the outside, just gets tangled up with his own blockers.
we had an official timeout there for a moment. Everything then appears to be all right.
Some confusion on the Gaylord line.
Yeah, trying to get that nose guard set. There's the handoff to Shepard off the left-hand side. He's going to have to use his speed, and he does. He'll get to the marker. First down, Haslett. Good run there by Shepard.
Yeah, great run by Shepard. Tripped up by Jason Moyer. Looks like he's down. He's shaking up on the play. He's holding his arm.
But luckily for Moyer, he's right over there by his sideline where he can be helped out. Down there, I'm not sure exactly what's wrong with him. He is moving. It's always something that you have to worry about in football is injuries, but especially neck injuries and paralysis. So
yeah,
he is moving his legs down there, but no real signs of life other than that. We've got training staffs from both sides out there checking on him.
Yeah, he dove at Shepard and looked, he might have been stepped on or landed on his arm kind of funny. He had to dive at an awkward angle to knock him out of bounds.
Injuries were really something that plagued the Haslett team last year. They had about 4 or 5 guys out for the season with knee injuries and arm and shoulder injuries as well. And
yeah, they've been lucky this year not to been as unfortunate as they were in past seasons.
they have a couple this year. Jeff Thalen out with his collarbone, and Chris Boyce out with that break in his arm. But other than that, the Vikings have pretty much stayed healthy so far this year. Obviously, Shibley was out for a little while. The Haslett trainers have left, and Moyer remains down on the field. So there's a look at Dr. Joseph Kozlowski jogging back to the sideline. And let's see what's going on here.
Here's a replay on the on Shepard's run. See what happened to Moyer. Yeah, it looks like he landed on his left arm. He might have twisted it or hurt his wrist. Looks like he's in some bit of pain. He's shaking his legs quite a bit.
Staying down there on the sideline and not exactly sure what's wrong. Well, the Vikings here are going to march over and have a little conversation with their coaches, as Gaylord's going to do the same over here, as we wait in wonder of what's going to happen to Moyer there on the far sideline. Well, the clock reads 9:57 remaining here in the third quarter.
Haslett up 28-10.
And once the issue is resolved, they will have the ball with a first down. But I've got to wonder, and a lot of concern on a lot of faces in the crowd right now. Mr. Moyer on the far sideline.
Yeah, the whole Gaylord fan section, they're focused on the injury on the field. It's quieted down quite a bit.
Got to wonder what happens. There's football, obviously, a very, very violent game, but can't tell what's really wrong with him.
Well, by looking at the replay, I don't think it'll be too serious. It looks like an injury to his arm. Luckily it's nothing that had to do with his neck or his back.
I still can't get a clear shot even with binoculars here. The trainer is appearing to be lunged over looking at the upper half of his body. Wouldn't be surprised to see a stretcher and maybe an ambulance in this situation. He remains down on the far sideline. Scary moment here at Haslett.
Many concerned teammates kneeling around, giving him support. See number 56, Dustin Miller, and number 84, Tim Prater, just talking to him.
As you can see, a lot of the players down on one knee.
Yeah, all very concerned for their teammate.
It's not an easy moment for a team to lose a player, no matter how much the player plays or how big a part of the team they are. When one teammate goes down, the entire team gets concerned. I mean, it's a very important thing and very serious as well.
Right. Yeah, Vikings gonna have to, maintain their ability to play strong here, because the Gaylord team might get fired up after this injury. They might want to come back and show them what they can do.
Still a lot of concern. I'm not sure if we've got a stretcher over there yet or not. Haslett team stretching out, trying to keep loose for whatever's ahead.
Don't see an ambulance or stretcher coming out right now. Still a lot of attention being given to Moyer, his coaches and teammates. So look at the Viking sideline, talking to Coach Rob Port.
And the Vikings gonna discuss maybe a little bit of strategy here going in on defense and what to do for the rest of this game, but not exactly sure how long this delay is going to take. Obviously, something very serious has happened, and not really sure.
We're bringing the golf cart out to the far side of the field.
Yeah, you can only assume that he's going to be ridden off the field. I unfortunately had the pleasure of being golf carted off the field last year.
Remember
in the
that?
DeWitt game. Not really the most pleasant thing in the world, and neither were the DeWitt fans. But
I'm sure the Jason Moore is feeling the same thing right now. It's a hard thing being so far away from home and having an injury like this.
not sure if we're going to be able to get word down onto the field, but they do have the stretcher out and ready to go.
Still a lot of attention being given to Moyer on the field. His condition looks like he's remained the same so far. Got a blanket on his legs to keep him warm.
We've got police officers going over there now. Although police officers in Meridian Township are trained in fire safety as well as being medics. So.
Right, I'm sure they'll give some assistance to the trainers.
A car that needs to be moved immediately. We need to be able to get an ambulance.
Oh,
The
so.
car license number is
Announcement over the stand saying that there's a vehicle in the way of the ambulance.
It's a white Cougar.
Well, they're being, one of the fans here tonight is being asked to have their car moved immediately because they're going to bring the ambulance onto the field. And the ambulance is here and trying to get down onto the field, but unable to do so because of the car blocking its path.
Viking players also very concerned for their opponent, focused on the other bench.
It'd be very hard if you're on either side of the ball really to get focused and get ready to go if one of the players on the field gets carted off in an ambulance.
Yeah, it really has. It's, especially with a long delay like this. Let's look at Nick Shively and Peter Ehrig discussing what they have to do.
No word yet on if the car has been moved. As far as the game goes, Jack, when we return to play, I wouldn't be surprised just to see Haslett continue their offensive domination and kind of push Gaylord around the field. Really, their defense isn't much match for Shepard, Barnhart, and Ehrig. And the Viking offense will no doubt be taking over this game when it resumes.
Yeah, they sure they'll break it open. I bet they'll get a few long runs.
All right, well, we're going to go down to Brian Town, the director here at TV 25. He's going to be our field correspondent here, and he's got an update on the injury. Brian? Brian?
Evan, I talked to Coach Culp a few minutes ago, and I guess that it's not really that serious. They said it's just a burner, a little stinger on his shoulder, maybe a little bit on his neck, but they're not going to take any chances with this kid. They're going to get the ambulances out here, and they're going to take him into the hospital and get x-rays on him. We don't know how serious it is, but we do know that they don't want to take any chances. We can all hope that he is okay. Like I said, they don't know how serious it is. But again, they don't want to take any chances, and they are going to bring the ambulance out and take him into the hospital. Back to you, Evan.
All right, thank you, Brian, down there for that update. And of course, when you do get spinal injuries of any sort, you never really want to move the victim, risk any chance of having any vertebrae being displaced or jarred around at all, and it's a good thing to take the precaution here.
Right.
And
sure they'll
still waiting for the ambulance to come down onto the field. Should be down here fairly soon. One thing that is going on right now is this late October weather has really started to make things cold here.
Yeah, it's going to be important for the players on both sides to keep moving and keep their legs warm.
Trying to keep warm on a night like this isn't an easy thing to do. A lot of the fans are bundled up tonight in coats and sweatshirts and whatnot.
See, on the back of Nick Shively, he's got a hand warmer. Between plays, he sticks his hand in there. He's keep him warmed up, get a good feel on the ball.
Still waiting for the paramedics, and hopefully that car has finally been moved, but I'm not sure. Up, here it comes. And it looks like it's going to drive right down in that gate and onto the field.
Very important for them to secure Moyer's neck just in case there is a problem.
Going to be very hard to move him onto that stretcher very effectively. Going to have to be careful and make sure his body doesn't move too much. Just lifted pretty much straight upwards just to get on that stretcher board to get him in there. And I'm sure they'll strap him down nice and tight.
Exactly.
All right, well, we're going to go back down to our correspondent, Ryan Town, down there. He is with the Haslett band director, James McCaffrey. So we're going to go back down to Brian. Brian?
Well, Evan, I'm down here with Jim McCaffrey. Looks like the ambulance has just pulled up, and they're going to take him out and get an x-ray. We hope he's okay. But here I'm with Mr. Jim McCaffrey, band director, new band director for Haslett High School. So far, how's the band season going? I know you performed really well at the festival and you got one. Other than that, how's everything else going here?
It's great. It was a great introduction to Haslett because those first two games here were just big games, you know, DeWitt and Fowlerville homecoming. So what a baptism, so to speak, to Haslett. But those went real well. Got the blood pumping, and actually the band's done a great job this whole year. I'm really proud of them.
I know you had camp in the summertime to prepare for, I guess, the season now. What do you have to do to prepare for each game? Is there something different that you do? What goes through on a daily basis? And I know you teach at the middle school and the high school. But what do you do to prepare this band to come out and perform tonight like they did at halftime?
Well, basically what we do is go out on our practice field every morning. People probably hear us practicing out there, and we work on our show. Basically, our show is more for festival than it is for halftime. Sometimes we add some tunes like this. For pregame today, we did a Halloween tune, that type of thing. But usually we just keep working on our show that we present, not only at festival, but like last week we went to Grand Ledge, and the kids did a great job there.
Well, the band's doing really well this year. You got ones, the band sounds great. What do you do next? I mean, how do you take the band from level 1 now to level 1.5 or level, I don't know how you go, but how do you take the band to the next step?
Well, you just keep working music, first of all. That's the most important. Trying to work on fundamentals of music, just like athletes work on their fundamentals of, and you know, like lifting weights, that type of thing. Our fundamentals, playing scales, going through as much music as possible. Monday, we start in our concert season, and we do have 2 bands, wind ensemble and symphony band, and that's where we do a lot of those fundamentals and that type of thing there.
Everything works out well here, and many people know that we may play Sturgis. It is a big deal for us, but I understand it might be even more big a deal for you. Why is that?
I probably could be the most valuable person around because I know that the people there pretty well. That's because I've taught there for 10 years, and I'm really looking forward to that. If we do, I'd like maybe to combine the bands and at a halftime do one number together, that type of thing. We'll see what happens, but it should be pretty exciting. They really support their football team just like Haslett does here, and this place will be rocking. So hopefully that'll happen.
Congratulations on your new season. Thanks for coming to talk with us.
Thank you very much.
Well, Evan, back to you.
All right, back up here in the booth. The ambulance has come down onto the field, and they're getting ready to move the player into the ambulance.
The paramedics have got the stretcher out. They're securing him. Probably have a neck brace on him by now.
Moyer should be moved into the ambulance momentarily. And, of course, what Mr. Town was talking to Mr. McCaffrey about is once a team reaches the playoffs, it's not an easy thing to do to get film of the different games that your opponents have played in. It's not easy to be able to study their schemes and stuff without film, obviously. And if the Vikings do end up playing Sturgis, or actually whoever they play, gathering film for them is not going to be quite as simple as it would be for getting film for a league opponent. And
right, that's going to be a big thing for the Vikings. It's a lot of the stuff they're just going to have to play it by heart. They're going to, try to read the play on the field and just call it from there.
Haslett's been playing very well to start out the second half before we had this injury to Moyer on the far sideline. And in case you're just joining us, we had a run by Steve Shepard out to the outside, and Shepard had hit the corner and was turning on the jets when he was hit by Jason Moyer, who dove in on the play, and Moyer's neck was jarred by Shepard's knee, and he was injured, and he's remained down on the field now for, I'd say, at least a good 20 minutes.
Oh, anyway, yeah.
As we're waiting for the ambulance here to take him off the field. It looks like they're getting ready to set him on the board. Can't quite see. There's quite a crowd over there of officials, coaches, and players. And
yeah, they looks like the paramedics and the police officers are just getting ready to slide him onto the board. He's still moving his feet, which is a good sign.
okay, we're going back down to Mr. Town here, who's got Superintendent Regan with him right now.
Hi, Evan. I'm here with Superintendent Bob Regan. Mr. Regan, what has the football team's really been doing a good job this year, and the whole school district, and I think the whole school district and the high school has been really pumped. What have you seen among the administrators? What have you been hearing from some of the teachers and the staff and even the students about this good season this year?
Well, we're very proud of our football team. They've certainly had a great season, and it appears, while there's still a little bit left to play, that we're going to have our first undefeated season in something like 17 years. But it certainly has lifted up the whole school program. I said we're proud of our football team, but we're proud of our fans. Week after week, we've had just record crowds at our football games, and I think it's a community event. And I think it's been good for the total school program, the band, the fans, the cheerleaders, and certainly the community. So it's been just an uplifting start of the school year, and it's just been wonderful.
Coach Otluski has said over and over again how the support comes from the community. I mean, you go get your haircut, and everybody in there is talking about how good the football team's doing. He's also said that administration and staff provides a lot of support for the football team. How do you see that happening, and what do you do to provide that support?
Well, we try to support all of our school programs. It's just not about football, although, you know, this is what everybody's come for tonight. But it is a community kind of program. It's community education at its best. And so certainly we support our football program, but we support our art program and our band program, Channel 25, and you know, we've got kids involved in so many programs. There's so many opportunities for the young people here in Haslett, and we're very proud to support all of the educational programs.
Good. Well, thanks for spending time with us.
Thanks, Brian.
See ya.
Keep up the good work.
Good. Well, back to you, Evan.
All right, back up here in the booth while Mr. Town was communicating with the superintendent, we were able to dig up some playoff knowledge from former Haslett football coach Mr. Kohler. Apparently, the state mandates that when a team reaches the playoffs, they are required to send each other their 2 last films from their 2 previous games, so each team has an equal opportunity to prepare for the other one. Also, I was not aware of this, but Coach Otluski has sent 4 scouting groups out to scout all the possible opponents that Haslett could have in the next 3 weeks in the playoffs. So this is a step that Coach Otluski has been ready for and has prepared very well for. So no matter who the Vikings end up playing next week, they'll be sure to be ready for them.
Yeah, I think after finding this out, after the Vikings, make their lead a little bit bigger, they might mix the plays up just to give their next opponent in the playoffs a different feeling of what's going to come.
Well, the Gaylord team's starting to stretch out a little more here, but the player still has not been removed from the ground into the ambulance.
He's still lying still. I can't quite see if they have the board under him yet. Oh, they do have the board under him.
And they're preparing to lift him now. Gotta make sure he's ready to go.
Be very careful not to move him too much.
Very delicate thing here. Just precautions must be taken. All right, well, it appears our correspondent, Mr. Brian Town, has come up with more information on the injury, and we're going to go down to him now. Brian, what have you got for us down there?
Thanks, Evan. I just wanted to let you know that we've got an update, and it is confirmed that it is a stinger, whatever stinger may be, but it is just a stinger, and they said that the second time it's happened this week to the same player. They're going to take him to an orthopedic surgeon right now, and they do have the board underneath them. Still, we don't know how serious it is. He is on the stretcher. It must be serious enough where they want to take him in to see a doctor. That's about all we have right now. If we find anything else, we'll let you know, Evan. Back to you.
All right, well, they're getting ready to bring Moyer into the ambulance with much applause from the crowd. Now, for those not familiar with football terms, a stinger is what happens when a player's shoulder collides incorrectly with another player or their neck is moved. And what happens is they get very sharp pains in their entire side of the body, from the nape of the neck all the way down to whichever side to the end of the shoulder the stinger's on. So if it's on the left side, it's going to travel down from about your hairline on that side of the neck all the way down through your shoulder. It is not a very pleasant feeling to have, and sometimes they just happen, and sometimes they're more serious than others. And obviously that one was not a regular stinger, and Moyer had some previous problems with that, and it's a good thing they got him taken care of, and I guess he's just going to go to an orthoped right now and see what he can do for it.
So loaded up on the ambulance right now.
Both teams on the field getting ready to go as the ambulance is getting ready to take off.
Hopefully nothing serious will come out of the injury here. Be able to walk out of this with nothing permanent.
The Vikings will have the ball first down and 10 from the 37-yard line of Gaylord when we resume play here with 9:57 remaining, third quarter. Still waiting for the ambulance to be moved. Both teams are on the field and getting ready to go.
Looks like Moyer's mother has entered the ambulance to keep him company and give him support on the way to the hospital.
Not an easy thing to have happen as the player or the parent when a serious injury like this occurs.
Right, the parents be very worried, and being set in a faraway place like this, 3 hours from home, can't help at all either.
It's a good thing that Moyer's mother showed up tonight, though.
Yeah.
And made that trip.
Yeah, that would comfort him a lot.
Because at a time like this, player needs support. The ambulance is in motion now. right. Well, the ambulance is now leaving the field, and we are going to resume play here after about a half hour to 45-minute delay, and the Vikings look ready to go.
9:51 left to go in the third quarter.
Wing left, 2 backs in the backfield for Shively. He's going to hand it to Shepard. Shepard on the reverse to Ehrig. Ehrig cuts it up the middle. Ehrig to the 25, inside the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Peter Ehrig and the Vikings. So the first play after that injury, and the Vikings leave Gaylord shell-shocked as they go down to score another touchdown. And if Danhoff adds the extra point, the Vikings will be up 35-10. Here's another look.
Watch Ehrig as he cuts through. He keeps his eyes up, and just as long as he keeps moving forward, you can't bring him down. He gets through 3 or 4 tackles, goes right into the end zone. No problem.
Great spin move there by Ehrig, showing his strength in his running. Saltzgaber puts the high snap down. Danhoff puts the kick in. The Vikings, 35, Gaylord, 10. So Haslett getting the ball, and right after that long break from the injury, and punch it right on in.
Shows that Haslett still ready to go. The delay didn't take anything out of their game. Still raring and ready.
Haslett starting to play very good football here tonight. Right when the second half started, they looked like they were ready to go, making Gaylord go 3 and out, and then retrieving the ball again and scoring right away.
Haslett set to kick. Number 21, Brad McKay deep, along with...
And the kick is going to go short, and it's going to be jumped on by one of the up men. Looks like Chad Taylor is the one who's going to end up jumping on that ball. Didn't want to take any chances trying to pick it up, and his team's going to have it at about the 27-yard line. It's going to be first down for Gaylord.
Be very important for the Vikings to contain Gaylord on the series, just to maintain momentum and keep going through the rest of the game.
Gaylord with that I formation, wing right, split left. And the handoff actually going up the middle with number 41, that's Mike Casey. And he moves the ball, good 9 or 10 yards.
21, Mark Trotter in on the tackle, tied up his legs and brought him down.
And the officials taking a look now, and going to say it's officially second down. Second down, less than a yard for Gaylord. Split left, wing right, I formation backfield. And there's the handoff off the right side, and he's brought down from behind by number 55, Brandon Harden.
Great play by Harden to penetrate the line, get through there, and make the tackle.
That's going to bring Gaylord back a good yard or two, and it's going to be third and about 2 yards. So instead of, if he would have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage, Gaylord would be able to just quarterback sneak it for this first down, but Harden's made things a lot more difficult, sending them backwards on that play.
Right, that definitely hurts him right now.
Got a wing left, I formation, double tight end for Gaylord. And he's going to keep the ball here, Taylor is. Cuts it back up, looking to run, and it's fumbled and recovered by the Vikings. Harden's going to grab the ball, and it'll be first down, Haslett inside the 40-yard line of Gaylord.
Wayne Butler set that whole play up by making the strong hit, knocked the ball right out of his hands.
Great play for Haslett defense, and now giving the offense a chance to try to put some more points on the board. Ball's at the 36-yard line, first down and 10 for Haslett. Gaylord's going to really need to start stepping things up here on defense, but the Vikings looking to go with a passing package here. Ehrig split right and Barnhart left. Shepard the lone back. And Shively had time, and he fumbles. And the ball still may be loose. I think Gaylord may have it. They do. And Shively needed to move in the pocket, move up a little bit more. So
yeah, they just got a piece of him.
The turnover gods giveth and the turnover gods taketh away, as the Vikings have turned the ball back over to Gaylord here, and they'll now have a fresh set of downs at about their 39-yard line.
Here's a look at Shively getting hit from behind. Just got the hand on the ball.
It's a good play there by Kevin Corbin to wrap around and knock the ball out of Shively's hand. Oh, Gaylord now double tight end set with that wing right eye formation, and they're going to give it around the left side, and he's got room. Number 40, Scott Parole.
Knocked out of bounds by number 21, Mark Trotter.
Picks up some good yardage there on the play. Moves it out to about the 47, where it's going to bring up second down.
Vikings got to start playing defense here. They got to stop the run.
Gaylord continuing with that I formation and the wing to the left. Taylor fakes the handoff, rolls to his right. Butler in his face. Eludes one man. Mulholland hits him from behind. Throws a pass intended for Mike Casey, but it was dropped. And that's going to bring up a third down here. Great pressure there by the Vikes.
Yeah, excellent pressure. They forced him to fake, and he couldn't get the pass off in time before being hit by Mulholland.
Third and short for Gaylord. Dave Taylor comes out into the huddle, giving his mates the call. They're going to stick with that eye. That's what they've been in pretty much all night. And the handoff's going to be right up the middle. Stocker had his hands on him, Mike Casey, but was unable to bring him backwards. And from where they're spotting it, it appears to be fourth down. And the Vikings able to hang on.
Looks like it's just short.
So Haslett's going to have to really step it up here on defense to be sure that Gaylord can't get this first down.
Watch the quarterback sneak.
High formation with his wing to the right, as the handoff is going to go up to number 21, Brad McKay. And it looks like he had enough for the first down. The Vikings signaling the other way, but from the spot, they're going to give it to him.
Looks like it just got over.
Oh, we got an official timeout for measurement.
Chain gang comes out on the field, just check.
And looking here, and he's got it by a half of a football. Gaylord moves the chains here. 6:14 remaining in the third quarter. Vikings on top 35-10. Taylor with a fresh set of downs, still trying to move the ball. The Gaylord offense has not been doing that well so far in the second half. They've kind of run out of tricks, and the Vikings really starting to control them a lot better. But there's the handoff to 21, Brad McKay again. He finds a little bit of room up there. It picks up about 2 or 3 yards.
On the play was 51 Jim Mulholland, and made great tackles. Came up from behind him. Didn't even see him coming.
It's going to bring up a second down, about 8 yards to go. Gaylord going back to split left, split right, I formation. Maybe going to be going back to the air here in this situation. Taylor is going to throw, and his man wasn't even looking at the ball. It's going to bring up third down. What did you think of that call, Jack?
Fairly good call. It's just, you know, the receiver's got to be on his toes. As intended to Scott Furrow just wasn't watching the ball.
As a receiver, you always got to be wary and always think the ball may be coming to you and keep paying attention. Didn't happen there. And as a result, Gaylord's got a long 8 yards to make here on this play for a first down. Little confusion on the line. Just going to drop back and throw. Taylor over there far. He's got his man. It's complete to number 22, Chad Steele. First down, Gaylord going back to the air.
Nice pass. Cahill, I think he lost the ball in the lights. He had turned around and he just couldn't pick it out.
Yeah, Cahill was with him. Maybe lost a stride there as Steele was able to come back for the ball. Pretty decently thrown ball there by Dave Taylor.
Just another look on the pass. Cahill, he just didn't see it coming.
Rolling right, Taylor looking for another pass, and it is completed to Steele again on the right-hand side, and he picks up some good yardage as Gaylord's starting to move the ball deep into Haslett territory.
Yeah, they're going to have to pick up the coverage. They're giving them a little bit too much breathing room, leaving it up to the safeties to make the tackles. They just got to step up.
The clock continues to roll after the Gaylord first down. 4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining, third quarter. Taylor drops back to throw. Going end zone. Broken up by Cahill. Nice play there by Nathan, but there is a flag.
So
and I think they're going to call the interference on Cahill there. We'll see if this is going to be offensive or defensive pass interference, but actually, no, they're going to call holding on Cahill. And so that is going to bring Gaylord down inside the Haslett 10-yard line.
Yeah, Cahill just had his hand on him. Wasn't too much of a hold, but ref had to make the call.
Let's see where the ball is going to be spotted now after the penalty.
Most of the Haslett players looking towards the sideline.
Now, a touchdown here from Gaylord does not really exclude them from coming back in this game. Still very highly unlikely, but 35-17, not an insurmountable margin with a full quarter left to play. And although, however unlikely it is, a touchdown here may put Gaylord in position to start getting some more things going. And Porritt yelling from the sideline as Taylor's going to throw it again, and this time it goes into the dirt.
It wasn't much of a pass. He didn't use his time wisely. Kind of rushed the play.
Looked like he did throw it far too early there.
Going back to the Gaylord touchdown, if they do score, it'll swing the momentum a little bit, and Gaylord will get fired up and come back a little bit harder on the next series, I think.
Second down for Gaylord from the Haslett 8-yard line. Taylor's going to throw it again. They continue to go to the air. This one's in the corner. Caught. Touchdown, Gaylord. And the Gaylord crowd erupts there.
Haslett's really struggling with their pass defense. They march right down the field.
Haslett has not faced a team that's thrown this much on them the entire year, and they've been having trouble adjusting to it as Gaylord's put 17 points on the board here tonight.
Yeah, it's really kind of a surprise. They weren't expecting this, I don't think.
Gaylord coming into tonight's game with a 4-4 record, a Class A school, very respectable. Not a fabulous football team, but not really expecting the Viking defense to have this much trouble with them, especially just in the air alone. And here's another look at that touchdown. A perfectly placed ball there. Barnhart really played it well, but was just unable to get it on when he went up to swat for the ball.
Yeah, right to the corner. Nice pass.
So Haslett's going to get the ball back late in the third quarter. Gaylord still in the huddle on the far sideline. And you got to wonder how much time the officials are going to give them.
Has the players getting a little bit antsy, waiting for maybe for Gaylord to come out in the field. Broke the huddle now.
Gaylord all set to go here, ready to kick from the 40-yard line. And the kick is low and towards that sideline again. That's what he's been doing all night long. And that's just going to give Haslett the ball at the 35-yard line.
Just keeping it away from Barnhart and Eric in the backfield. Don't want them to pick up the ball.
Not a bad idea, but to have your opponent start at the 35 every time isn't really dangerous, but sometimes you could pin them back farther, but I guess it's not worth the risk with Eric and Barnhart back there to catch the ball.
It's better to put them up 15 yards from the 20 than to let them go all the way down the field, as these two guys often do.
Wing right, pro formation backfield for Haslett. Shively handed the ball off to Eric, and he is going to be wrapped up there on the right corner there as he tried to get around on the sweep. No such luck there, not a lot of room.
Yeah. He had the outside, he just got wrapped up. Not much room to go, not much blocking.
Ball's going to be spotted at the 39-yard line, or excuse me, the 36-yard line. The clock runs down inside of 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Shepard, wing right. Shively, dropping back to throw. He's going to take off running now and is knocked down over there on the far sideline.
Number 74, Kyle Stubel on the play, along with number 81, Kevin Corbin. Not much room for Shively. He's looking to pass, couldn't find any open receivers. Had to go.
The Viking offense appears that they possibly have lost that flair that they had earlier in the second half. The last thing they want to do is give the ball right back to Gaylord.
Yeah, they really got to watch that right now.
Shively. Calling a long cadence, and the give is to Barnhart, and he's got room off the right-hand side, and he will string it out for a good gain of about 20, maybe 21 yards there.
Nice run. Broke through, brought down by number 21, Brad McKay. Almost got around him.
Logan had a lot of daylight on the right sideline. First down and 10 for the Vikings inside the 45 of Gaylord. Wing right is Eric. Goes in motion to the left. Shively just going to give it up the middle with Shepard. He's going to pick up about 2.5, 3 yards on the carry.
It's really critical for the Vikings right now to keep moving it forward, get 3 or 4 yards each run, just to keep them moving downfield.
Vikings offensively have been playing better football in the second half than they did in the first.
They really have.
This is only the second time they've had the ball, though. And Barnhart was tripped up as he was giving the ball straight up the middle and was hit low and early. Pick up maybe a yard on the play. It's going to bring up a third down. 7 yards to go.
Dustin Miller in on the play. He's also the punter, or excuse me, place kicker.
Basic wing T formation. Shively looks around. And he's going to give it to Eric on the right-hand side. Eric busts loose, continues to run very hard, and he's got the first down. What a run by Peter Eric. Fantastic effort there, keeping those legs moving, and it should be plenty for the Viking first down, and it is.
Once Eric gets ahead of steam, he's just a train. He keeps those legs pumping, and people just can't hold him down.
We always talk about how hard it is to bring down Steve Shepard, and it is. But Peter Eric has really developed his power game, and he's got great speed and also quite a load to bring down.
Should have shown that tonight.
He's wing left. And Shively is going to move off to the left, and he's upended. No room there.
Number 22, Chad Steele.
Chad Steele on the play for Gaylord.
Tackle on the quarterback. Second down, loss of a yard and a half.
Here's Peter's run. Just watch him break the tackles. He picks up the ball and he just keeps his legs moving forward. Just can't take him down. Takes 3 guys.
Vikings now with Eric split out to the left. Shively under center. Gonna throw, short pass to Smith, and it's batted back into his face.
Number 84, Tim Prater on the play. Got the arms up on him. Shively didn't even see him.
It's gonna bring up a third down and long for the Vikings. Inside of 10 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Vikings on a big third down play. And Brandon Harden jumped offside. That's going to make it even more difficult to get the first down now.
Moving back 5 yards. Another mental mistake by the Vikings.
Can't afford all the penalties that the Vikings have had so far today.
Yeah, they really got to control themselves again.
So Haslett gets moved back 5 more yards, and they've got a third down, 17 to go. Shively gives it up the middle to Barnhart. He's got daylight off the right-hand side. 15, 10, 5, touchdown! What a play by Barnhart as he just exploded off the right side of the line.
Excellent run.
And that's going to bring Haslett up 41-17 now.
Shows that breakaway speed. Got a few blocks and he's gone.
What an offensive show for the Vikings tonight. We're just ending the third quarter here, and they've already put 6 touchdowns on the board.
Well, it really has been. It's been great. They just keep going. They've got so many fast guys. It's unbelievable.
Saltz gave her to hold. Good snap. And Dan Hoff will put it through. He's made every one so far tonight.
A nice kick. Not too much pressure. Just put it through.
So that will end the third quarter of play here from Haslett, with the Vikings on top, 42-17. Still 1 quarter left to play here. Vikings have been offensively dominating Gaylord, but the surprising thing has been Gaylord's passing game that has just really been tearing up the Viking defensive backfield pretty good.
Yeah, it really has. A lot of pressure. Just keep it coming.
So Gaylord will go back to receive the ball to start out the fourth quarter here. This game has run extremely long due to not only Gaylord passing the ball a lot, and whenever you pass the ball and you have an incomplete pass, the clock stops, but the biggest reason was very scary, actually, earlier when Jason Moyer went down with a neck injury on the far sideline and had to be carted off on the ambulance.
Yeah, it's really extended the game time, at least another 40 minutes or so.
There's Danhoff's kick, deep on the right-hand side. It's going to be taken by 24, Luke Traylor. He'll bring it out across the 35-yard line.
Number 25, Chris Boyce on the play, playing with that broken arm. Nice tackle for such an injury.
Yeah, Boyce's cast only going up to about his elbow, and with padding, he's able to play. There'll be a split left, split right for Gaylord in the I formation. They'll more than likely be going to the air. That's when they've been beating the Vikings so far tonight. And they do. And the pass was thrown to just a wide receiver screen to Chad Steele, and the ball was knocked up in the air, and it was could have been intercepted by Cahill, but I don't think he knew that the ball was right there as Cahill went in to hit Steele.
Yeah, Steele's really got to focus on a play like that. I think he just heard the footsteps and looked to see who was coming before catching the ball.
Got to make sure you catch the ball before you start running with it. And that's going to bring up a 2nd down 10 for Gaylord. Dropping back to throw, Taylor. He's going to go deep, and the receiver is knocked down. He bumped into Cahill. Good job by the officials not to call that. That was definitely the fault of Chad Steele as he bumped right into Nathan. And now we've got an injured Viking on the field and all kinds of people running out. I'm not sure who it is. Is that Jimmy?
That's it's like Stefan Gliwa.
No. Yeah, I believe you may be right. I'm not sure. For some reason, I thought it could have been Mulholland.
Looks all right. I think he just lost his wind.
No, it wasn't Mulholland. It was number 56, Stu Gliwa.
Stewie just shaking up on the play there. I think he probably got the wind knocked out of him. Nothing serious.
So Gaylord will have the ball, 3rd down, 10 yards to go. Staying with that I formation. Taylor looking to throw again. Rolls to his left, throws incomplete off one hop, and gotta wonder if Gaylord's gonna start punting the ball here or if they're just gonna decide to go for it. But with the substitutions coming in, I'm assuming they're gonna punt the ball. Alex Williams will be back to receive. Returned one very nicely earlier, made something out of nothing before getting knocked down very hard by Jason Moyer. And then Williams fumbled one later in the game, but he's still back there receiving for the Vikings.
Yeah, if he gets a chance, he'll really pull off something big. He showed potential for that earlier.
It's a nice punt. It's going to send him back inside his 30 to about the 25 where he takes a fair catch. That's where the Vikings will go to work.
Have a nice grab by Williams. He's stumbling a little bit, and with the man right in his face, it's a good thing he held on.
Lewski's going to leave that first offense in here, and I tend to agree with him on that. You need to get another score before you send the second teamers out there. Some good sounds being provided from the Haslett band here tonight. A little Luai Luai.
Always a classic at a football game.
The only change is that quarterback Pat Saltzgaber has come in now, but he hands it to Barnhart, and he's got a lot of room, and he's going to beat his man down the left sideline. Barnhart 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
Great run by Barnhart.
And the Vikings have really opened things up now. They're going to go up 49-17, and Logan Barnhart now has easily elapsed 200 yards on the night.
Yeah, he beat number 21, Brad McKay, up the sideline, and he's no slow guy either. It takes a lot of speed to go that far.
Logan must be getting exhausted here as he has just been the workhorse tonight for the Vikings. He's gotten a lot of the yards, bursting many runs for
excellent run.
Lots of yardage. A lot of the tough yards have been gained by Shepard, and Eric has had some success too.
Yeah, everyone's contributing on this Viking team.
Just to let you know that the mercy rule in high school football only goes into effect in the second half when a team is up by 35. Currently, the Vikings lead 49-17, but that's not going to be enough because they have to be leading by 35 points to get that continuous running clock. So they'll have to have another score before the clock will run continuously.
Haslett really doing a great job of keeping the pressure on. They are running up the score, showing that they are a big-time school. So get a lot of momentum and publicity going into playoffs.
You can be assured that Haslett will be ready to play next week.
Definitely.
If the second half of this game is any indication of that, excuse me, then the Vikings should be more than ready to go for their first playoff appearance in years. Only the second playoff appearance in Haslett High School history. Here's Dan Hoff to kick. Kicks it far, and it takes a nice roll. Oh, what a hit by Nathan Cahill, but he hurt his arm there. And
number 24, Luke Traylor, is shaking up on the play.
And Cahill is going to be holding his shoulder there as he just leveled Traylor on that play. Just look at Barnhart and Cahill as he walks in,
shaking
rolling that arm. It appears that he's all right.
Yeah, quite a big hit. Traylor wasn't expecting that one here.
Yeah, Cahill came out of nowhere and just leveled him. Here's another look at that.
24, Luke Traylor picks up the ball.
And the play right there is going to be pass interference on number 60, Nick Babcock, as he went to try to pick up 24, Luke Traylor, and pushed him down. That'll be a 15-yard penalty, an automatic first down for Gaylord.
Yeah, Babcock thought he had caught the ball, so he just made a tackle on him and just gone over his hands. Let's look at number 33, Logan Barnhart. 200-plus yards in the game tonight.
First down and 10 for Gaylord. Taylor gonna throw again. It's intercepted by number 40, Ryan Walker. He's running up the left sideline. Tackled at about the 32-yard line. It's where the Vikings will take over here.
Ryan Walker's a real nose for those interceptions. He's always in right by the pass. That time he came up big.
And this is where Coach Otluski will put in the second offense, known amongst the players as the pile offense. And as we mentioned in previous games, this is not a regular second-team offense. This is very good. For a lot of other schools, this could be their first offense.
A look at Walker's interception. Right up.
Just stepped right in front, made a great play. Saltzgaber now at quarterback.
And he is going to give it to 25, Chris Boyce, and he explodes off the left side. Boyce inside the 10-yard line down to about the 7 for a big Haslett first down.
Great run by Boyce, again playing with a broken arm. Very strong on the play.
Fearless running there by Boyce as he just exploded there. And the rest will run the clock. And if the Vikings can score here, they'll have the continuous clock going. The only time it stops would be for timeouts and change of possession. Saltzgaber now hands it up the middle. Not much room. Vikings push it down to the 7.
Big play here. They gotta put the ball in the end zone if they want to keep that clock going.
I'm sure the Vikings getting kind of cold out there. As the frost may be on the pumpkin tonight, with it getting so cold.
Yeah, it's really getting kind of crisp out here. It's that definite fall weather settling in.
And things will only be getting worse in terms of the weather for the Vikings as these weeks ahead will really test what the team is up to.
I wouldn't be surprised to see some snow in some of those.
Under 10 minutes to go here, fourth quarter. Saltzgaber keeps it. He's got a man behind him. He continues to run, but can't get there. And the Vikings are going to elect to kick the field goal here.
Brought down by 56, Dustin Miller. Saltzgaber didn't have much room to go, and he got brought down by behind.
Now Danhoff is going to kick this here. It's going to be off the left hash mark. And with the ball at the 8-yard line, it's going to be a 23-yard field goal. Got to take 10 yards for the end zone, 5 for where they spot it. So a 23-yard chip shot here. Have to kick it to the right. Good snap, good hold by Saltzgaber. It's up, and it sneaks in there. It's good. The Vikings go up 52-17.
Really a great kick by Danhoff. A very tough angle, just snuck it in the inside post.
And the continuous clock now beginning to roll. And I'm going to have to correct myself. Apparently it does not change on change of, apparently it does not stop on change of possession as it continues to roll here. Getting down to 8 minutes to play, fourth quarter. What a season it has been for these Haslett Vikings. After tonight, they will be 9-0 going into the playoffs. Should be hosting their next regional game.
It's really been great. No one, I don't think anyone expected a season like this. It's just so much talent on this team. Just keep them going.
Quick change at kicker. Ryan Pavlik will be kicking off here, and all kinds of substitutions coming in on the kickoff team. Here we go. Pavlik's kick deep to the right-hand side about the 15-yard line, and they fake the reverse, but not very well. And Boyce is there to make the tackle, along with 28 Williams.
Number 40, Scott Burrell, taken down. Didn't have much room to go. Blocking didn't help him that.
All right, we're going to go back to our correspondent, Brian Town. Brian?
Evan, hey, I'm here up at the student section of Haslett High School. A bunch of fired up people here. What do you guys think about Haslett High School football? What a great night for football. Back to you, Evan.
Students very excited, as they should be, with such a wonderful team.
Fan
Great
support's
performance
really
here
helped
tonight.
the team.
Yes, it has, Jack. The support from the students and the faculty and the parents has just been excellent. And there's a run. Babcock is going to bring him down as they ran it with number 41, Mike Casey. He's going to bring it up to about the 29.
Mike Casey from Gaylord. Picking up 9, and it'll be second and less to the yard.
Second down, about a yard to go here.
Gaylord on their own 29. Just trying to play the rest of the game out right now. I don't think they're looking to win anymore.
Got a split left, wing right eye formation for Gaylord. Fakes the pitch, hands it off to number 40, a great fake. And that's Parole, and he's going to run to the far sideline. He cuts back. Jeff Smith can't get him, and he's going to pull it inside the Viking 40-yard line.
Tripped up by number 25, Chris Boyce.
And we've got an injured player on the field. He's from Gaylord, and he's rolling around. And we've had too many injuries here tonight.
It's number 74, Kyle Stubley.
Here's another look.
So run by number 40, Scott Farrell. Breaks.
That's 2 plays ago where Babcock makes the stop. So hopefully we can get our crew to get that last play down there. But the injured player for Gaylord now starting to move around. And number 74, Kyle Stubley.
Shaking up on the plates. Cold weather gets a stinging effect on any kind of hit.
So they take Stubley off the field. And Gaylord will have a first down inside the Viking 40-yard line.
Really kind of a cool name, Stubley.
It sounds kind of like a plural for stubble, you know?
Yes.
Stubley. Anyhow.
Back to the game.
Getting back to the action here. Got a wing right, split left eye formation for Gaylord. And they're going to run the option here. And he's got room to the far sideline before Babcock's going to take him down with about 3 of his friends. Clock continuing to run down to 5 minutes. But if Gaylord scores here, it will stop. And
nice
the game
play.
will continue at normal pace.
Nice play by number 11, Dave Taylor, quarterback for Gaylord. He's stayed with it the whole game. It's got to be tough for him to watch his team go down like this.
He's quite an athlete, you know. He's able to run the ball quite well, and he can throw the ball excellently.
Yeah, he really is very strong.
I hate to make the comparison, but he kind of plays like Cordell Stewart.
Yeah.
Just a very versatile quarterback.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's the same play to number 40, but this time it's not going to go anywhere because number 51, Jimmy Mulholland, was there to make the stop. Well, we're going to go back down to Brian Town, and he is amongst the cheerleaders. Brian?
Cheerleaders, they have a special cheer for us.
There's a sweep off to the right, and he's got plenty of room, and it looks like he's going to score. No. Knocked out of bounds at the 1-yard line. But this continuous clock is not going to stay continuous. If Gaylord scores, about 3:30 is what's on there right now as Coach Charlie Atluski gets doused with the water. And not a good night for that.
No.
It's very, very chilly out.
It's a great season for Coach Atluski, 9-0.
Since he showed up here, he's really been
Perfect.
turning things around. And this year, more than ever, it's showing. Taylor with that same set. They're going to hand it off up the middle. No room. Jacob Kleinert was there making the stop for the Vikings.
Take 5, making the tackle, moves the ball down to the 2-yard line. Second and goal.
Second down, goal to go, about the 3-yard line.
Number 11, Trailer takes the handoff, takes himself just short of the touchdown. Number 52, Joe
about
Boyd.
2:10 left here in the game. The Vikings still on top, 52-17.
Third and goal for Gaylord. Excuse me. Second down and 3 on 3-yard line right now. About 1:45 left in the fourth quarter.
All right, I'm going to go down in the field now and see if I can get an interview with Coach Otluski here for the post game. I'm going to leave Jack up here by himself.
Number 11, Taylor takes it himself. Just short. 3rd and inches right now. Really excellent hustle.
Dalvin Myers. Fourth down. 4th and goal.
4th and goal for Gaylord right now. 1 minute left in the game, 52-17 Vikings. Just trying to put a few more points on the board, make the game a little more respectable.
Harper Creek, Wynork 33, Harper Creek 20.
Number 11, Taylor ready to take the snap. High formation. Hand off to number 41. And another pitch. 21, Brad McKay goes into the score. Great play by Gaylord. Moves him up to 23.
How's that?
It's good. 36 seconds left on the clock. Sure, they'll try to go for the 2-point conversion right now. And that's what they're doing. They got split left and right. High formation. Taylor with the snap, makes the pass to the corner. And it's caught by number 22, Chad Steele, for the 2-point conversion. It's a nice pass. Just look at the ice on the field after it's jumped on Coach Charlie Otluski. Cold water can't feel, if you can't feel too good on a night like tonight. Let's look at the Viking sideline. Derek Johnson, Stewie Gliwa. Obviously very happy with the win tonight. 9-0, perfect season, going into playoffs. Chances are, the first playoff game will be back here at Haslett. It's got to help a ton in front of a home crowd, such a big game like that. '56, Dustin Miller ready to kick off for Gaylord. Barnhart and Eric deep for Haslett. To Squibb. Penalty on the play. Looks like a face mask. Number 40, Ryan Walker, picked up the kick. Got brought down. Let's see what the call is. Yep, face mask on Gaylord. Probably only a 5-yard penalty, didn't intentionally do it. Got 31 seconds left on the clock, 52-25 Haslett. Look at Steve Shepard, excellent game tonight, very strong runner. 30-yard line of Gaylord. Haslett has the ball. 1st and 10. Number 83, Pat Saltzgaber in for QB. 3 men deep, or in the backfield, excuse me. He downs the ball, just run the clock off. 25 seconds left, they're just letting it tick away. And they're just gonna let it go. Teams leaving their sidelines out onto the field. Final score, 52-25 Haslett. Finishes the season 9-0. Excellent game. Logan Barnhart, 200+ yards. Fans rushing the field right now. But they're turned back by Charlie Atluski. They just stopped and turned around. A ritual handshake after the game. Good sportsmanship. Sure, they're thanking the players from Gaylord coming this long way on a Friday evening to play a football game. The Vikings in their huddle down by the field along with many Haslett students. They'll sing the fight song and celebrate the big victory and a perfect season. Excellent game by the Vikings tonight. That would be a great motivator going into the playoffs. Chances are they will come back here for the first game. Still undecided, but it's definitely up in the air right now. Gaylord being talked to by their coaches. Seems like there's some sign language going on. I wonder if there's a deaf player on the team. I'm sure there is. I'd like to thank all the fans for Haslett and for Gaylord for coming a long way, the TV25 crew. Of course, the football team for such a great game. Coach Charlie Atluski with his wife and 2 kids. It's Coach Rob Port. Looks like he got some water on his back too. I'm sure he's ready to go back inside of the locker room. We're going to go down to the field and got sideline correspondent Evan Woodward with Coach Charlie Atluski.
All right, down here on the field with Coach Atluski. First of all, Coach, congratulations. 9-0 on the season, and just fantastic game tonight. They really opened it up. It was very interesting to see him pass the ball a lot. And were you guys expecting them to pass that much?
Expecting them to pass?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've thrown quite a bit the last 2 or 3 weeks, and so it wasn't anything we didn't expect. They ran the fade pattern better than we've seen anybody all year long, and we got to learn how to defend that better.
Yeah, they had a lot of good receivers to throw the ball to, and I'm sure you're going to see a lot of that next week. Now, Coach, we know you're 9-0. We know you've won the ICL championship, but just how good is this Viking team? I mean, are they good enough to win this first regional game and go on and win the next one, possibly go to the Dome? Just how good is this club? I know that you've coached the state championships, and just how good is this team?
We're as good as anybody in our region right now, but we got to go prove it, and things got to happen. And but there's nobody that is like the team to win it. So we're as good as anybody in our region, and we got to focus on next week and not look down the road and go from there.
It's going to be very difficult to do that, though. I mean, when you think that
finally making the playoffs for just the second time in the school's history. But
the real important thing is that there's two ways to look at playoffs. You can be satisfied with getting in, and then before you know it, you're out, and you're talking about what a great year it was, or you're not satisfied with getting there. We want to play to the end of November, and that's the key part.
Yeah, we're very, very sure the guys aren't satisfied just to get there. So congratulations, Coach. Good luck in the coming weeks. All right. Well, for Jack Casey up in the booth, for Brian Towner, sports director, for the entire cast and crew here tonight, this is Evan Woodward signing off for TV's 25 Sports. Good night.